Hey guys, it's Spaces Sins, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs, continuing Dazai's route. And we're at the school, maybe gonna remember something, who knows, nothing's happening right now. Like, I feel really bad after the last part, but I was like, this is boring. Like, why, like, Dazai, I love you, but why are you boring? Like, something's gotta pick up, something's gotta happen. I feel like there was just more intrigue and more whatever going on in Gyobu's route. I just, Dazai, what's happening here? I don't know. Maybe it was just the last part. The last part was just like, nothing happened at all. And there's usually something exciting. I mean, okay, we had the flash of the school, but that's really not much. So, I don't know. I don't know, or my work stress was getting to me, and I was like, everything is awful! Everything is better today, but stupid. Okay, like, it's just... Listen, I add 2 plus 2, and I'm getting 87, and it doesn't make sense, and it's stupid. I mean, I'll figure it out, but it's one of those, like, I just did all this work, and now I gotta backtrack and figure out why something stupid is causing a problem where it shouldn't cause a problem. Hey, you know what? It's okay. I figured out one problem. Now I only got one left. I think. Anyway. But it's a lot better. It's like, listen, I don't care. I just want this damn project done. It's stupid. My stress is not nearly as bad as it was when I recorded last part, which was yesterday. Because I only did that part yesterday. Anyway. Maybe that's it. Or Dazai's just boring, which I hate. I don't want that to be the case. Like, Dazai, I love you. Stop being boring. Do something. I feel like I'm like poking his route with a stick. Like, do something. And it's not his fault. It's just, if kind of like nothing's really happened. I don't know. After finishing my food, I put the desk back where it was and talked to Gyobu. I wonder how far Dazai went. He still isn't back. Maybe he was being considerate by letting us have some alone time, you know, so we can whisper sweet words of love into each other's ears. I mean, also the fact that we're spending more time with Gyobu than we are with our love interest. What the fuck? What? Why love? Why love? Now that's a question for the ages. I was just asking because I had no idea what you were talking about. Her face, though. Her face in response to Gyobu's bullshit is kind of funny. Wow, such a cold reply. Oh, fuck her. I just gotta pop up for a driver update. My graphics card. So hopefully... Oh, hi! Oh, hi, thanks for... So hopefully my recording software doesn't glitch the fuck out. Because it likes to glitch the fuck out when there's a graphics card update. So, hopefully we're good. I don't feel like doing that right this second. Anyway. After Gyobu said that, he just laughed and looked around the classroom. A display at the front of the classroom, neatly lined up desks, a window that blocks the outer light, blocks all outer light. Sorry, I'm trying to also glance back and forth between my, like, TV and my computer screen, but for some reason, trying to read on my computer screen is just fucking awkward to me, so... Not that I can read anyway. He walked to the window and touched the curtain. Being in a classroom like this, I still can't believe I'm in some other world. Or maybe this is all a dream, like you said. I'll wake up and everything will go back to normal. I'll forget about all the bad stuff. Yoba then turned to me, backed by blinding light. Again, what? This feels like something that should be in Gyobu's route, not here. What? Why are we having this moment? I squinted a little because it was so bright. And I was hit with another headache. Oh... My head was pounding again, and it shook me. Was it the past? Maybe it was the present. Okay. I don't think it's you're remembering Gyobu, because he said he never went to school, even though he's goes to our school, right? So I don't think you'd be remembering him. But I still think, like, Dazai was a student, or unless Dazai wasn't in our class, but why wouldn't have Gyobu have admitted and been like, yeah, actually that was my seat. It's just you forgot because I was here. But we didn't forget Gyobu. We just never knew who he was, and then he admit. So I feel like we're not remembering Gyobu because he's never been to school. He would have told us he was in his route. So this would trigger a memory of maybe Dazai standing in the window like this. Noise in my ears echoed and swirled like a torrent, threatening to swallow up my entire consciousness. That's not what happens to me when I black out. I just fall on the floor. Actually, I get vivid visual hallucinations. Almost like a flash of a memory. It's like that. Oh, hey. Maybe I'm in some weird world and I'm trying to, I'm in a coma and I'm trying to wake up. Listen, coma brain. If we're in a coma, why the fuck do you make everything so difficult? If I'm in a coma, I want everything to be happy, fluffy, wonderful, like if it's a fantasy land. Why are you making this like reality? This is stupid. Stupid-ass coma brain. Huh? What's wrong? I've seen this before. There was no mistake about it. A memory. That's exactly actually how it feels, like in those moments where I have those whatever moments I'm having, whether I black out or not. Like, I call them my fugue moments, but that's not what they are. Whatever they are, it's literally like that. You're like, oh, I just got this flash of it's not a memory, though. It's not anything that I know it's not, but it feels like it. You know what I mean? You know how a dream feels real sometimes? Where you're like, oh my god, I woke up and it's literally like, but it's not narcolepsy, because narcolepsy actually isn't just you instantaneously fall asleep. From what I understand from people that have narcolepsy, it's more like you just slowly keep, like when you're in a really boring meeting and you're like, I'm gonna fall asleep. It's like that, but just for no reason. Boring meetings are a reason why you just want to fall asleep. But I don't just fall asleep, it's just all of a sudden there's just this vivid visual memory, dreams, whatever, hallucination type of a thing where it's just, like everything about like my surroundings is gone. I'm in this wherever place, this memory, this whatever, that takes over everything. It's just a split second and you're like, the fuck just happened? And sometimes if it's really bad, it leads to blacking out. Could be migraines. Could be. Could also just be because my vitamin D has not been existent for God knows how long. So now that I'm on megadose vitamin D, it's only been 3 weeks, but like, I do feel better. I mean, I'm also on the 50,000 I use a week, so like that's like a redonkulous amount. Plus, again, my vitamin D is like non-existent. That's not true. The first time it was tested, it was 4.7, and now it's like 12.3 or 12.7. So, like, I've gone up a little. Supposed to be at least 30. I'm like a third of where I should be. And honestly, even 30 would be kind of like, well, you're in the normal range, but it's still low for the normal range, you know? Anyway. My memory was crying out. My memory's crying out. It's doing a shit job. Don't forget. Remember, that's what it told me. I didn't know what it was. However, I saw it. But what did I see? That's exactly... Dude. What did I forget? I don't know. Saina! When I came to, Dazai had returned. It was by my side. I was in the fetal position. Are you alright? Oh. His hand was gently placed on my back as he held me up. But I was feeling a lot of pain in the moment. Calm down. Let's just take things slowly. I think Dazai wanted to come here so we'd remember him. We were in our classroom, but we didn't remember the seat next to us. Remembered him standing in the window. Why? May, how are you so calm when she's in this state? No. I don't know, but Yobu's face is like, what the fuck are you hiding, motherfucker? Before I could think, words came out of my mouth. I've seen that before. My classroom. Yobu, were you there? In the same classroom? In my hazy memory, my vision blurred. My eyes squinted as I tried to remember, but I soon looked up. And Dazai's like, because you know it's probably Dazai, but it's like, he's like, oh, I think it's Gyobu. Oh, like that's gotta hurt him just a little. Where you're like, Gyobu, were you there in my classroom? That's so weird. I felt like you were there, and Dazai's like, why does she just not remember me? Poor little Dazai. And in the direction of my gaze, I saw Gyobu with a bright and cheerful expression. Yes, I'm surprised you realized. You got it right. I was your classmate. I'm surprised you actually remembered. Good job. Okay, but I want to call bullshit because in his route, he would have said, I was your classmate. You just forgot me because of the Otherworld stream. You know what I mean? But, like, didn't. He was like, no, I've never been to class before. I've never been to school before. I transferred in and I never went. Classmate. My hands were still sweaty, and but Dazai doesn't say anything like, no, you weren't. But my headache from earlier was completely gone as I tried to gather my breath. I just think it's so sad that Dazai's just keeping his mouth shut. Because then if he told you, he wants you to remember versus him telling you, I get it. But it's gotta suck for him because Gyobu's like, yep, it was me. And you're like, no, it wasn't. You were in my class? But I don't remember at all. Of course not. I haven't been to school once since starting my second year. See? So how would we see him? Huh? Not even once? Okay, so now he's telling us the truth, but... Yep, that's why we hadn't met even once. You just remembered something when there was nothing to remember in the first place. Huh? I didn't understand what he meant. I stared blankly. Okay, so he's just being a douche. Got it. Okay. So I'm your classmate, you hear? We've never met, but I remember your name in the class directory. Directory? Well, this again. If you're messing around, you're going too far. Oh, who cares? I was just doing the same thing you are. Try to remember this. Try to remember that I don't exist in your past. Is it strange to want to wish for that? Of course it's strange. Lena's being serious here, so don't confuse her with your stupid jokes. Then what are you? You're telling her to remember what she can't. How is that different from my jokes, as you say? What's the point of ambushing her like this? What's your purpose in doing this? Tell me. You know what? Tell me what's wrong with my jokes. Otherwise, I have no intention of changing my ways. Pretend to be indifferent, yet you draw our attention with seldom kindness. Seldom kindness? Why do you keep trying to imprison her like this? Maybe it's all just an act. Are you trying to confuse her so you can turn her into some kind of fanatic? I saw the two of them glare at each other, causing me to feel even more confused. That sounds like Gyobu's accusing Dazai of being the producer. That's interesting. There's nothing to remember? And what was that earlier? My memory's hazy, and this headache keeps interfering. I feel like Gyobu's trying to prod Dazai into being I'm not the fucking producer, it's just she forgot me and I want her to remember. He's trying to get him to crack. I'm hoping. Isn't something going on in this classroom itself? There you go again. Quiet when it's inconvenient. Dazai didn't respond with anything. It was just like when Akase was being hostile. I'm not like Kyoya, but I do completely sympathize. Even in this situation, Kyoya's so kind that he can't fully suspect you. I do feel bad about that. Well, I still can't say it. Heard him. Let's ignore this guy who wants the right to remain silent. Let's play classmates. Huh? Oh. Let's be friends even when we return home. I don't mind going to school again if you're with me. Yo, but why did you stop going to school? No reason. I didn't go because it was boring. But if you're there, I'll go. Simple, isn't it? Is that how it is? Don't sweat the details. Finally met a classmate in this world, so just embrace it. I feel like Gyobu might not fully know what Dazai's trying to make us remember, but I think he suspects. Because we came to the classroom and then we remembered. He's like, yeah, I was your classmate. Like, I feel like he might suspect. Yeah. I feel closer to you just thinking that you're a classmate. Oh my god, Norton. Fuck off. Oh, good lord. Go away. Good fucking god. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I feel closer to you just thinking that you're a classmate. You're so simple. You're the one who said it. Learning that the ever cheerful Wow, Gyobu is a classmate relieved me. It wasn't that I had met him before, but rather it was just his name that was familiar. Actually, if you never went to school, there's nothing proving that you're in the same class as me. And then let me write down the name of some classmates. I remember that too. No way. Although he did it hesitantly, Gyobo used the memo in his bangle to write out all the names. The name of my friend, the girl in front of me, he even wrote on her homeroom teacher's name and teacher next door. The list kept going. Oh, hold on. How do you remember all this? Everyone was given access to the directory data, but meeting people is the best way to learn names. This directory is meaningless to most students. I just thought I should at least learn it. I have been told to do so before, so I always do. Pretty easy if you think of it like a game. Oh, really? That's enough then. I get it now. You really are my classmate. I thought it'd be a waste since I don't go to the school, and it actually ended up being useful. It proved that I'm your classmate. You should have come to school. Then I wouldn't have suspected you from the start, Kyobu. There you go again, saying careless things. Just because we're in the same class doesn't make me trustworthy at all. I mean, I agree with him. Kyobu, do you want me to believe in you or not? Don't care either way. Come on now. Dazai was quietly observing our exchange. Dazai's over there like, are they flirting? Is this flirting? Is she gonna break my heart? Oh, never, sweetie. I mean, actually, I did multiple times throughout the course of this game, but like, you know, right now, no. I'm not gonna. Sorry for leaving you out of the loop, May. Oh, no. It's fine that we know you two are classmates. Really? Yes. And yet I can see jealousy and envy oozing from you. It's your attitude. Yeah. Because, oh, Gyobu, you're in my class. Cool. Dazai's like, I am too, you know. If only you had some way to prove that you were telling the truth, too. Maybe I bullied you too much. Well, I'll head back to Kyoya first. Oh, we should get going soon. We finished lunch already. It's fine. Two can take your time. You were being considerate for us earlier, too. I was left alone with Dazai, and an awkward silence overcame us. You know what? Just kiss him. It'll make it better. Will it? Okay, maybe don't just kiss him. Read the room first. I'm sure there were plenty of things to say, but I wasn't able to speak very well. I don't think that Gyobu was seriously suspecting you or anything, Dazai. No, he does suspect me. Well, that's how he is. Is he really? Well, that's why he can be trusted. He'll do anything to win. He'll be your best ally. Ally? I think you can trust Kyobu. If you have to choose one, that is. You're basically like, okay, if you have to leave me for Kyobu, it's fine. Or don't be a drama bitch, Jesus. After he said all that, you're amazing for saying you can still trust him. He didn't say anything wrong. Now there's no way to prove what is or isn't true. Emotions become even more unclear, and we don't know what others think or feel. Or who they like. I love how he looks me in the eyes as he says it. Or who they like. Were we... Oh, God. Oh. You, me, same, Dazai. Our eyes met. It's true that there's no way to know what the other is thinking or feeling. But I can tell by looking someone in the eye if they're lying or not. Or I think I can. To be honest, I am a little annoyed. I wish I could tell you everything and then say it's all a joke. I'm envious of him and how he's able to get you to remember something that you couldn't. I envy him for being able to prove who he is. Because I'm trying to get you to remember that I existed. I was your classmate. I sat right next to you. Maybe we were in love. Or at least I liked you and thought you liked me. Whatever, something like that. And I can't, but if I told you that, I can't prove who I am because you don't remember me and I don't exist anymore, really. No! My heart hurt when I saw how sad he was. I didn't understand, but I knew deep down. I was sure that Dazai would only say that to me. Sorry. At least I wanted to think that. Sorry, Dazai. Why are you apologizing? Because I still can't remember. It can be solved if I remember, right? Isn't that how it is? Yeah, but not really. Dazai held my arm. I felt flustered and confused with Dazai so close. I could sense a tension almost akin to anger, so I wonder how I should respond to him. Sorry. I thought I knew that this was only going to confuse you more. He really is annoying. He always does things that I can't. Well, that's why I should have prioritized getting you to remember above all else. Well, I ended up saying things I shouldn't. He let go and turned around. He then picked up the empty lunchbox. He's just so sad. He's such a sad little bean. Let's go. If we take too long, I'd feel bad for Akase. Dazai started walking a few steps ahead of me, and there was nothing more for me to say. Okay, so I like this part a little bit better than the last one. We're spending more time with Dazai, and we had little moments. Like, let's keep this momentum. Like, no offense, Kyobu. Get the fuck out of the way. We dated you already. Don't confuse me. I'm not confused. I absolutely would choose Dazai over Kyobu. You know what I mean? Kyobu's route was good, though. Don't get me wrong. But, like, we're here in Dazai's route. I need you to peace out. The noise caused my world to blur. The memory violently smashed into me, confusing me. What I wanted to know grew further away. I couldn't tell what shape it was anymore. Dazai shaped. I don't want to forget things. I thought I never wanted to forget. The scenery that I briefly saw, desk, chair, display, and window, the hustle and bustle I briefly heard, footsteps in the hallway, school bells, bangles. We're listening to the Bangles? In 2030? Nice. I know they mean they're bracelets, but I'm sorry, they capitalize Bangles as if they're talking about the band from the 80s. My friends that I only caught a glimpse of. Laughter, teachers lecturing, chairs being moved. What was that? Dazai. I was pushed backward by a wave of noise. It felt like the sand I stood on crumbled away as my world started to tip over. The light and darkness fluctuated rapidly, and soon I saw only the light. Waiting for something to appear in this bright white fucking box. I opened my eyes while lying in bed. I'd been sleeping, but I was strangely calm. Felt like I'd been awake for a while. It wasn't a dream? I saw it while asleep, so it must have been a dream, but I couldn't help but wonder. It must have been my own memory. I was at school. There has to be something at the school. The memory I caught a glimpse of was what someone usually looked like. Was what school usually looked like, not someone. I was like, wait, what? No, okay. What school usually looked like. I think I saw my friends attending class as usual. Why the school? It felt strange the more I thought about it. Yobu wasn't among the people there, but that's expected because he didn't go to school. He also said that there was nothing to remember. I'm sure that wasn't a lie. That's why what I saw didn't have Gyobu there. What to remember right now is about Dazai. Why would I think about the school? Could it be that... Well, I'm from a different high school. I'm Dazai. I'm a second year at Kume High. Oh, yeah, okay, so he is a second year. So he is... Okay. I couldn't remember how old he was supposed to be, but yeah. So he said this other school... He's not, though. He's just lying about his school, because if he says, yeah, I go to your school, then it's sus. That was a lie. Could it be that Dazai was also from the same school? And that I had met him before? Yeah! Okay, girl put pieces together fast. Did he want me to remember that? If that were true, his attitude would make sense. But if that's the case, then what's the point of him lying in the first place? Why didn't he tell me we'd met before? I don't know the reason for that. Besides, Gyobo and Abana are also from the same school, so if I met them before, those two could have met previously too. What if he's lying about his age and grade? If he's 1 year younger, it's with Tomose. If he's a year older, then maybe I wouldn't know. Or was he erased from everyone's memory? Ding, ding, ding! But if so, why would Dazai keep saying that to me? He wants me to remember. And not anyone else, but me, because he sat next to you and maybe you used to make eyes at each other. Maybe you weren't fully in a relationship, but maybe it was the, like, you and I were friends, we were close, we were like, and not like, hey, we're pals, but like, we're friends. And we flirt a little. So maybe there was like this, like, I like you, you like me, we hadn't confessed our feelings, but I know it was there type of a thing. Like that borderline, that moment right before you confess your feelings. We were at that point and then he got sucked in here and forgotten. Could it be that I simply forgotten about Dazai? Would Dazai then tell me that remembering it was the highest priority? My head hurts. With breakfast time over, I finally came down to the living room when it was almost noon. Although I had woken up once, my headache caused me to go back to bed. I didn't have anything scheduled, so it should be fine. As I walked into the living room, my thoughts were blown away by Abana and Iochi, who were having a heated discussion. Ooh! My other two boyfriends! Listen, Abana, Iochi, and Dazai I think are my favorites. Again, Ibana's number 1, and Iochi and Dazai are like 1.5. They're not in the number 2 spot. They're still number 1s, but they're not quite as number 1 as Ibana. Like, I will never forsake my salty little marshmallow, okay? He's just got to accept. You're always going to be number 1, and I'll put your feelings first. But Iochi and Dazai are also here. Besides, Ibana, man harem. This place is packed. It doesn't seem that way because we got wings for everyone, but like, I'm just saying there's a lot of motherfuckers up in this brain. So you're going to have to share my attention, but it's okay. I love you.
Until the previous cast, it was half men and half women. What were their names and ages?
Why do you need to know that? I don't really remember. What are you talking about?
Oh, Sana. I was talking to Abana about the details of the previous stream.
Previous stream? I don't really interact with the other cast members. That's how I was in the previous stream, too. I only remember last names, but not ages.
And then just tell me what you do remember. You all went back together, didn't you? Are you so cold-hearted you don't remember at all?
I don't care if you call me cold-hearted. I'm not here to make friends. It was the same then as it is now.
Were you always this unfriendly? I'm surprised you can accumulate points that way.
I didn't. Ivana frowned while he tapped at his bangle. The truth was that he was the only one with information about the previous stream. As we couldn't view the most recent episodes, we could only learn the names and ages of cast members from Ivana. That's not true! I'm sorry! Beep, 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 back the motherfuck up. Ibana's the only... Well, first of all, Dazai's not going to tell you, because nobody found the custody list, so nobody knows technically right now in this route that Dazai was there. However, you know Gyobu was, he fucking admitted it right to all your goddamn faces. So you know Gyobu was there, and Gyobu remembers everything. Is that going to come back? Because, like, Gyobu remembers everything. Case in point, do you remember the directory that we literally just talked about? And then I was like, maybe I wonder if we're going to be like, hey, wait, Gyobu was here, and he's got, like, a fucking photographic memory. Let's go as that bitch. You know what I mean? But, like, oh, Ibana's the only one. Ibana's not the only one. So please tell me one of us is not going to be an idiot. I expect me to be kind of stupid, but Iochi's smarter than this, so I'm going to need them to, like, do the math, okay? Ibana stopped using his bangle after a while and just pressed his hand against his temples. Ugh. You alright, Ibana? This is why I don't want to... He spat those words out and sounded annoyed. He explained why, as if he had no choice. When I try to remember the previous stream, I start to get this terrible headache. Because he forgot Dazai, because you're trying to remember something that's been taken. So I don't think... This could indicate maybe we were on the prior stream, but there were actually 10 people, not 9. You know what I mean? We would have remembered me. They would have been like, wait, there was 8. No, there was actually 10. If they were like, oh, there was only 8, oddly, or actually there were 9. But they remembered 9 when there was really 10. You can't say remember 9 and there was 11? Maybe. But I feel like then how does Tomose not know we were here? I don't think us being part of the prior stream and not remembering makes too much sense, because then there's too many loopholes. Like, why would Tomose have not known we were here Why wouldn't he been like, you don't remember? You know what I mean? Like, if we didn't come with Tomose, that might make sense. But I think this is just see, he's trying to remember something about the prior stream, and he gets these headaches because he's forgotten something. It's parallel to us forgetting Dazai, too, you know? So much of it I don't remember. It's like there are holes in my memory. Does that feel like static noise coming to erase what's there? Huh? My sudden interjection earned me the surprise of both Abana and Iochi. Iochi doesn't look surprised at all. Iochi is standing there totally chill as fuck. Well, I suppose you could say that. And it might be the same. Sometimes I feel the same thing, that I have memories that were erased. Erased memories. You said you get that way when you try to remember the previous stream, right? Maybe the director erased those memories. That goes for both you and me, Abana.
And that's a strange thing to say. I thought only memories of cast members meeting their dead end were erased from memory.
Yochi's question caused me to panic and turn to the Watcher behind me. Watcher, is it possible for the director or the producer to erase everyone's memories? Or is there a condition for that? How do they decide to erase a memory?
That information is locked.
Locked?
Oh, and this is interesting. If this information's worth locking, it must be that important.
Important information.
And maybe in addition to cast members with dead ends, and there's other information about Arcadia that's erased to make it more convenient for them.
Make it convenient? Like what, for example?
I can think of a few things, but I'm asking you these questions as a means to find that out.
Fine, I'll do it. Abana was still frowning, but he went back to using his bangle as Iochi turned toward me.
And as for you, what memory was erased? And when did you experience that?
For me, whenever I try to remember my school, I get the feeling that I've forgotten something.
The school? And does that have anything to do with your friend that met her dead end previously?
After hearing that, I realized a possibility. I regretted how I had pushed it to the back of my mind because I was afraid of it. I shook my head. I don't think they're related. Everything about Yuki, as the director said? Is that supposed to be I remember everything about Yuki, as the director said, or I forgot everything about Yuki, as the director said? I'm not sure if it's supposed to be forgot or remember. Because we did forget her, but then when we saw her hit her head dead end, we remembered her. So it could go either way here, but we're missing a word. I also remember everything about her friend. Oh, okay. So we're supposed to remember. I don't get this off feeling or headaches, so I think I can safely say that I remember every detail about her. Abana was still glaring at his bangle as he backed me up. He immediately went back to work on his bangle.
I see. And then I wonder why.
Yoichi was deep in thought and suddenly frowned. Yoichi, did you figure something out?
No, I wondered why I didn't realize it sooner. Bouncer, for people who meet their dead end, are their memories always erased? Are there any exceptions? That information is locked. What? So you can't answer it. And then we aren't sure that it'll always be erased. And this isn't enough information. What's the criteria for erasing memories?
Dead end. When I mumbled that, Iochi turned to me with a look of surprise.
No, I thought that your erased memory had to do with someone getting a dead end while you were acquainted with them. But that's not always the case, so don't worry about it.
I was told not to worry about it, but those words weighed heavily on my heart. I know of other people who had come to a dead end. For example, what about Dazai? But then why is he still here? He stayed. Okay, so in Gyobu's route, he volunteered to be the one person to stay behind. So we all forgot about him. They took him away. In the prior stream, he was here. Maybe he did hit a dead end. But so everyone forgot about him because they found the producer and they went home. You could say, oh, well, that's because Dazai's the producer. That's why they would forget him. But if Dazai's the producer, that's pretty fucking, they've done an impressive job at covering it up. Because I don't get the sus weirdness from him. I get the thing that he's hiding is he was a prior participant, goes to our school. We've all forgotten him, and he just wants us to remember without him telling us. You know what I mean? Because he'll be like, yeah, no, I went to school with you. You just forgot me because I was part of the prior stream and I had a dead end. I mean, sure, you could say that. No one's really going to believe you. You have no proof. But, like, so I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess I could see with him it's a matter of principle. Like, I wanted you to remember on your own. I didn't want to. Whoops, I hit the button as I was putting my controller on for a second. He wants you to remember him. He doesn't want to tell you. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Because him just telling you you know him and you accepting that as fact is totally different than you being like, oh my god, I remember you. It's like, oh, see, I am in there. It's more meaningful that you remember him on your own. You know what I mean? So, so I don't really think he's the producer, but if he hit a dead end, because maybe, like Ibana, he couldn't do romance dramas or something. He already got a punishment game, so we know he lost points. You know what I mean? So if he refused to act or couldn't do an act, the next step would be would be the dead end, right? But why, when they brought him back, why would they bring him back on this one? Unless it's to torture him. It's a sick fucking game. Like, yeah, he hit a dead end. Oh, but we're going to bring him back. And so everyone that he remembers, that all of his friends, nobody remembers him. Or to torture him, they brought me here because maybe we did have a little thing and they're like, oh, you like her? Oh, yeah? I'm going to bring her here and she's not going to remember you. And now you're going to have to, like, be tortured. And maybe he stayed because he couldn't go back? I don't know. You know, I'm curious how he got a dead end and then they just brought him back for this, but I don't think he stayed because he was the producer. I don't think that's it. Like, obviously, they were like, we found the producer. But no one ever said. I mean, okay, I get it. They want to keep you guessing because no one's ever said, yeah, we named the producer. I don't remember who it was, though. Huh. Because then it would be obvious that it's Dazai. You know what I mean? I think they want you to think that it's Dazai because, like, obviously they want to keep you guessing. And that leads you to think that, wait, you forgot that Dazai was a prior participant. But then in Gyobu's route, Gyobu remembered him. So we know that that's the fact. But Gyobu then didn't go, wait, but you're the... Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. In the end of Gyobu's route, he's like, I know who the producer is. They're right here. And then we all disappear and everybody went back home and Dazai volunteered to stay, and so that could lead you to think Dazai's the producer because that's sus as fuck. That, like, nobody remembered him. Soon as Gyobu remembers, gets his right eye back, and then all of a sudden points his... But why would Gyobu get Dazai's eye back and then be like, producer man? You'd be like, fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? Unless Gyobu was like, actually, I got his eye back, even though he's the producer, because, like, you know, he sacrificed himself for me. So I figure I gotta get his eye back, and then, now fuck you, producer guy. You know what I mean? That's his own conscience. Sure, fine. But I think they want you to think that, but I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't think that's it at all. Because even if, and I don't think, because they could have, Gyobu could have just been like, yeah, it was this guy Tom. He's the producer. But Tom's not here, so, you know what I mean? But if they did that, then you'd be like, well, it's definitely IG, because what the fuck? Oh, I was here, but my name and identity keeps getting stolen, despite the fact that in the prior cast, IG is in there, and my name is IG now, but that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? So, I think they want you to be confused. I still think it's IG, because he's sus as fuck. And I'm not taking Dazai being the producer for the answer. I will flip this disc. Now, honestly, I'll be like, well, I didn't see that coming because, like, that just makes no sense to me. Like, I mean, I can kind of see where they've been leading that way to make you think that, but IG is still way more suspicious, so. Anyway. My uneasy heart kept pushing me to run. I can't be it, because Dazai's still alive. That never happened even once. You don't know that. I tried to deny it as I ran to the warehouse. Tomose was in front of the door. Normally I would have come back later because of Tomose, but this wasn't just any other day. Tomose! What's wrong? Why are you in such a hurry? I need a favor. Please let me go inside. Huh? Of course not. What's the point of quarantining these three then? Please, there's something I have to verify. I just have to, no matter what. I tried to gather my breath as I pleaded. Tomose became quiet and studied my face. What's going on? I think I might be mistaken, but I just need to ask a question to verify it. Please. Although he was still confused at the whole thing, Tomose went to the door leading to the meadow and unlocked it. He pointed as if to gesture me to hurry up and go. You should talk to me when you're in trouble. Sorry, Tomose. It's all right. Just go before someone sees you. Like, he's actually being a bro in this route, so I'm okay with him. Yeah, thank you. Did we drift so far apart? I'm sorry. When did we drift so far apart? When you started being a douche, Tomose. Jesus. That line is the funniest thing. Because you know he said it so dramatically. It's Tomose. Like, I don't think he can do anything not dramatically. Oh, dear God. Before I could ask what he meant, the gate closed. For a moment, I considered what he said, but I ventured deeper into the meadow. You're like, huh, anyway! But as I ran toward the ruins where Dazai and the others were staying, my bangle rang. Drama? Why now? Stream status: drama starts in 3 minutes. School of Forgiveness, episode 14, school drama. Uh-oh. That's me and Gyobu and Haiji. Cast: Egawa, Spacey Sena. Kitakura, Shota Gyobu. Or Sota Gyobu, sorry. Feeling impatient, I kept running toward the building. I didn't care about the drama. I needed to ask Dazai then and there. I wanted him to tell me that I was wrong. I wanted him to tell me it was a misunderstanding. While I continued to rush ahead, I was transported to the drama stage. But this is where we fight with Gyobu, because we did that in his round, so. Why are you all out of breath? Gyobu was already there. I've been running in the meadow just earlier, so I stopped to gather my breath. We run and trip over all the desks. I was running earlier. Oh, trying to get back into shape. No, I wanted to meet Dazai. Also, offended. You were late for a date? No! Carefree tone felt so inappropriate. Of course, it wasn't Gyobu's fault. I looked around the classroom, trying to calm down. She's sitting at the desk. Oh, never mind. Classroom. Gyobu and I were in a school classroom. It was the same situation as yesterday. But unlike yesterday, I didn't have a headache. Why? What's the difference? I walked toward where Gyobu was standing yesterday, like I was drawn to it. I think it was around here. What's wrong? I looked around and the schoolyard caught my eye. I suddenly felt a shock and keeled over. Seriously, what's wrong? You okay? Gyobu sounded more serious than ever as he helped me up. But I didn't have the energy to answer him, and I continued to stare at the schoolyard. Schoolyard. Something. Corner. I slowly mumbled my words like they were automatic. Gyobu, while still holding me up, spoke up. Sorry to interrupt your little thing, but the drama's about to start. You gonna be okay? Yeah, sorry. I wouldn't want a punishment game here. I hope you do this properly, my co-star. Gyobu, you too. Big words coming from you. Looks like you're okay. The drama with Gyobu ended without issue, and I went back to the meadow. I thought about breaking into a run again, but I remembered my conversation with Gyobu. I was close to remembering something. The schoolyard? The corner of the schoolyard. What was I? Crouched down and stared at the ground. Held up both hands in front to compare them. What? I felt like something was grabbing a hold of my heart so tight that it hurt. I didn't know why, but emotions started overflowing and they wouldn't stop. I felt sad. I want to forget. If it's just me, I have to remember. Sadness and worry flowed together to become a stream of tears. See, this part is way better. I feel like there's so much more happening now. Oh, again, was it just me? It might have just been me that the last part just seemed like nothing happened. Or it could have just been like I was just angry from work, so like I was just not in the state to record. And I did. You know what I mean? I thought it would fix me. I thought like, okay, it'll like turn off my work anger and like distract me for an hour, but I think I was just like inside, so everything just felt boring. Like it just felt like it didn't go anywhere. So, but like this part, everything's going anywhere. Like I'm into it. Like there's tension. Okay, okay, what's happening? Shit's happening. You know what I mean? Feel a little more amped up. So like, I don't know. Let me know. Was the last part just like, yeah, nothing really happened, or nah, I think it was just you. Shit was going on, girl. Like I don't know. Oh, are you gonna remember Dazai? Is it? That's Dazai. Did you see that memory? You're gonna have to rewind if you weren't looking because it came in fast. I felt relief and weakness in the moment. Right. Corner of the schoolyard. I tried to gather up these fragments of memories, and I didn't notice the footsteps approaching me as they were drowned out by the wind, Dazai.
Selena.
I was able to respond naturally. Okay. Remember now. I looked up, tears still flowing down my cheeks, and there he was. Dazai.
What's wrong?
He was surprised to see me crying and slowly took another step toward me. Goodness, I was almost unable to keep my promise.
Huh?
I dug the grave in the corner of the yard. It was for the goldfish we cared for in our class. Someone transferred out and couldn't take care of it anymore, so we took care of it as a class. Soon it reached its time and died. Or maybe it felt lonely because it lost its family. That's sad. As I listened to me quietly, his fist was clenched the whole time. Make sure it didn't feel lonely, buried it and made a grave where we could see it from the classroom at any time. And then, once every few days, we'd go to the grave to pay our respects. It wasn't anything proper. It's nice that they buried it instead of fleshing it. We'd talk to it sometimes. Just now, remembered. A shadow suddenly cast over my sight. Look, he's smiling.
Selena.
As I circled around me and wrapped his arms around me from behind. Huh? So sudden that I forgot to say anything, and then he started to hug me tighter.
I knew that you were...
His whispers tickled my ears, so I twitched, and Dazai jumped a bit himself. I mean, this is awfully romantic.
Oh.
Then he let go in a hurry.
Sorry. Hold on. That was a mistake.
Were we actually in a relationship with him? And he's like, oh God, you don't remember this, do you? Huh? A mistake?
No, that was a lapse in judgment. Just wait. I'm so sorry.
Dazai's face turned red. You're like, I remember the goldfish. He's like, oh, you remember, hugs you. And you're like, what are you doing? And he's like, you don't remember that much. Okay. Oh. Mine was probably just as red, but probably even more so.
It's not that... This wasn't my intention. Just forget about it.
Forget about it?
Sorry.
As I backed away with a red face, and I grabbed his hand before he got away from me. I can forget about it, but is this what you wanted me to remember?
No. Well, it's partially true, but also partially untrue. That's not all you remember. What else do you remember?
Sorry, that's it. I get the feeling that there's more to it, though. I remember burying the goldfish, and he's like, yay! And she's like, this is what you wanted me to remember? Don't you think that that's weird that Dazai would want you to remember burying a goldfish in your own school? Why would he know about that? Like,
I see. For now, it's good. Even if it's all you remember, well, that still makes me really happy.
Dazai's smile seemed mixed with sadness, and it made me even more worried. Like, she saw the vague, like, flash, so, like, she remembers somebody, but she hasn't quite put together that it was Dazai. Is the person in front of me really Dazai? Am I talking to Dazai right now?
Huh?
The hand I held was warm, but my heart still fluttered with worry. Remembered. I'm worried precisely because I remembered. Sadness when we built the grave. A feeling I never wanted to forget. So why is it coming back? Why did I forget? Was that really you embracing me? Are you really there? This incomprehensible sadness came overflowing like a torrent. Is she talking about like right now or back then? Anyway, what was inside of my heart that was prompting me to say this? It was like it had been erased from me the whole time.
Oh, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Why are you crying again?
Those tears started to fall from both my eyes. Because the memories that are erased are always people who have met their dead end. And if that's true, then Dazai... After hearing that much, Dazai's expression changed. He looked slightly happy, yet sad at the same time.
Oh, that's not what you were worried about. No, I'm still alive. I'm right here. You can touch me, can't you?
Really? Is that really true? You're not lying to me, are you?
That's not a lie. I told you before, didn't I? That I'd never leave you behind. I won't leave you alone. I won't die and leave you here all by yourself.
Right. You're right. Confirmation of the warmth radiating from his hand, the sight of the smile on his face finally coaxed out a sigh of relief. I'm slightly confused, though, because we remembered the goldfish. But did she remember that Dazai was there? Because now it seemed like she didn't, but now she's I'm not quite sure how much she remembered. Like, goodness, Dazai, that you're not a ghost.
What? Where in the world would you find such an assertive ghost?
I thought about why I couldn't remember things, and I kept coming back to my dead friend. The more I thought about it, the scarier it was. Then I was reminded about the grave.
I see. Well, that's why Gilbert was spouting off and told me to start running without telling me why.
Gilbert did?
Oh, well, he said you were acting strange during the drama with him, so he told me to run out and find you. I thought it was one of his usual jokes, but, well, I actually ran here, seeing how you were so worried.
Don't make it sound so insignificant. I really was worried.
Thanks.
Our eyes met once more, and this time I felt so shy that I let his hand go. As I placed his other hand closer to my cheek and looked like he wanted to touch me, I wondered why, but in the end, he placed his hand on my face.
You're leaking like a faucet.
He was wiping my tears with his sleeve. It was so rough that I couldn't help but laugh. This is so adorable, though. I have a handkerchief.
You should have told me before I wiped him away.
But seeing me laugh, Dazai also changed his tone.
All right. We're taking today off.
Huh?
Oh, let's call it a vacation. I will cut all notifications from the bangle.
Huh? Dazai then started fiddling with his bangle. I stared at him blankly, and he suddenly pointed at my bangle.
You two, come on, turn off notifications.
I went to quickly turn off notifications, as he said. After doing this, notifications for dramas received wouldn't be seen. Received wouldn't result. Okay. After doing this, notifications for dramas received wouldn't be seen. Received wouldn't result in a notification. What is wrong with the typing in these later routes? Jesus. Anyway, notifications for dramas received wouldn't be seen and wouldn't result in a notification. That doesn't make sense. Notifications wouldn't be seen, wouldn't result in a notification. Anyway.
They are taking the day off until the evening. If anyone asks, just say you were resting.
Sure, I got it.
On your vacation. As with me.
He said that almost like he had just come up with it and sat down where he was.
Oh, let's sit down and have a chat. Well, we don't actually have to talk. Oh, we can do anything. How about a game? Wait, will that make me like Yobu?
Sure. As I smiled when I sat next to him. Sitting side by side, I felt a sort of calmness in my heart that I had lost earlier.
Well, we can't talk about dramas or Arcadia. Well, let's talk as if we're back in our world.
Our world?
Yeah. We've all returned safely, and we've returned as friends to talk. And not just as cast members. So talk to me about the usual stuff, like family. I'll talk about stuff like that.
Sure.
Alright then. For starters, what should we talk about?
I felt a bit wary, but all that tension vanished when Dazai himself didn't know what to say. I thought you had something to talk about.
Oh, well, it's not that I had nothing planned, but I'm starting to wonder if it's alright to talk about it on the spot.
Well, let's talk about family. Dazai, you have elder siblings, right?
Yeah, a brother and a sister. Oh, they're hopeless.
Hopeless. Aren't you close to them? Do you remember what you talked about recently?
Recently, I remember we talked about dogs.
Dogs, not cats?
That was about cats previously. When I was in middle school, I took stray cats home. From that night on, the entire family couldn't stop sneezing. I even picked a name for that cat. But we learned the whole family's allergic to cats.
That's kind of sad.
In the end, we got our cousin to take the cat. I still remember that even to this day. I hoped we'd get a dog since it'd be outside. The dogs are nice too. Now there are Shibas, Poodles, and Pomeranians.
Oh, so you like dogs too, Dazai? You know what, Dazai? Try a bird. Just saying. I know cat people and dog people think bird people are weird, and it's true. We're absolutely motherfucking weird. But like, hi. Oh, birds don't cuddle with you. Are you fucking nuts? I will direct you to the fact that my bird is just jammed under my chin right now, snuggling with me. Sure, he's annoying sometimes. Like when he wants my drink and he's just like running up and down my arm and hanging off my sleeve and doing this, like, God damn it, bird, simmer down. But right now, he's just a little feathery lump under my chin. Oh, hi. He's like, don't rub me with your chin. I know, I disrupted your sleep, didn't I, buddy boo? You know? And Tiny Bird. Poor Tiny Bird, though. He's got little arthritic legs and I think he has minor seizures. Not doing too good. Slowly getting too old. But he's managing. The little trooper. Anyway.
Oh, well, that's because my sister...
Huh? Dazai, you do like them, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what we talked about. This sure brings me back. Oh, thank you.
My bird just came. You must really love animals. I love animals too, but because I have a lot of siblings, all we have is Pult.
Yeah, both could work, since you can always keep him in the house.
Pult's cute and smart. I highly recommend one. Yeah.
And then I'll try to push for a Pult. If I do get one, come and see it.
Could you get a cat version? They have dog. Pult is like a robot dog. Could you get a robot cat? Nobody's allergic to that. Sure. I said that so easily, but that was an invitation to his house, right? Wow. I'm a little nervous. I'd never seen Dazai be so talkative as we continued this conversation. I never talked to Dazai that much until then. It felt completely new to me, but it was strangely calming. Alright. We're a little under time, but while we're having our moment with Dazai, I'm going to stop here because I don't know if this is going to be quick or like a longer conversation. So anyway, and I don't have like, we're just like a couple minutes under time, and I don't have like 5 to 10 extra minutes. Technically I do, but I'm starving. I need lunch, man. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.